Hey, and welcome to Mass Effect Legendary Edition with Codeweaver Plays Games. That's right, I'm doing a little bit more Mass Effect because I want to finish this. But I probably won't do that quite this evening. So my audio appears to be okay. I'm just going to pop over into the game. Yep, okay. Audio appears to be good. Oh, but you can't see any of the visuals because I forgot to flip the magic button. So, there we go. Let's try that on for size. Quick audio check. And we seem to be good. So, yeah, we're all good. Let's just get on into the stream. Shortest intro I can possibly have. As you can see, I have no idea exactly where I am. So let's find out. I was just finishing off a mission, if I recall correctly. I've already been in here, I think. But if I haven't, let's take a quick pass through here and just refamiliarize ourselves with whatever the heck it is we were doing. Oh, lovely. All right. Yeah, I didn't actually touch base with the... Let's see, did I come in here with my old video? So I don't remember exactly what I was up to, but I'm fairly certain. Well, maybe I haven't actually, because this is not overridden. So we're going to sort of take this little endeavor on the fly, because I don't know what my mission is supposed to be. Save now, save often, save over. Now, what has happened here?
Over there.
Right.
Lost shield. Shepard's been hit.
Oh boy. I hate these guys. Hopefully my companions can take care of things on that end. Nope. This was a terrible idea. Alright, well, that's how it goes. Resume last save. Alright, so, here's what I'm going to do. Because I'm starting to get into a point where I actually need to get more than one weapon on the go, can I... how do I even set up my quick slots? I don't actually recall. I do not know how to set out Mass Effect quick slots. Oh well, that's the way it goes. I am stuck without quick slots. Mostly because I just don't want to delay the stream. That's alright. I will manually switch between weapons with the tab controls. I don't mind doing that. Alright, so let's see. If I'm very careful, I can actually continually fire my sniper rifle. I just gotta be a little bit better about the timing, and I gotta watch Tali and crew, Tali and Garrus, my two favorite companions. Let's get in a couple more shots. Everybody doing okay?
That's it. Bag 'em and tag 'em.
So that wasn't too bad. Just gonna take it a bit calmer. I'm more of a sniper guy than I am like an assault rifle kind of guy, so it just means I try to get my one-shot kills in, but this is not quite powerful enough to do that, so I just have to be a little careful in terms of overheating my weapon. Okay, I don't see any goodies that I can pick up in here. Now let's take a look at, let's take a look at the map. Yeah, typical layout, so there will be a T-junction up here. There's one thing I do like about about my memories of Mass Effect 2 and 3. They actually had slightly less repetitious layouts. But I'm also a sucker for modular design. So. Oh, come on, that was terrible. let's get everybody in here. Come on. I have to give them credit. They held off the bad guys for long enough for me to be able to... When my companions aren't firing straight into walls, which unfortunately happens from time to time, because the AI on this particular version of Mass Effect isn't necessarily all that good, they actually do a pretty good job. Alright, take all the goodies. Sort it out and sell it later. More guys down there, actually. Oh, I came in on a different side this time. I see. That's... Never mind. It's the Geth. Oh god, okay. Let's back it up. Let's make them come to us. It's alright. Nice work, guys. Because this is what I mean, they're basically just firing into space. Sorry, into walls, because they're not sort of detecting that their enemy's properly behind the wall. Come on. Okay, follow me around here if you will. Okay. Come on, come on. Oh, that's nice. I'll take some of that action.
Rally round.
Uh-oh, who's shooting at me from where? From there, okay. Execute the exit strategy, come around the corner. Where are you?
Cover me.
Not bad.
Negative contact.
Alright. Alright, we seem to have done okay there. I'll take one last quick run around this far corner here, see if there's any stations I missed. The more weapons I have, the more prepared I'm going to be later. Okay, so here we go. Ah, there we go. Save now. Yeah, save off. Alright, storage locker. Let's break into this. Oh, come on. That was not particularly well done, but that's alright. Can't win them all. Oh geez, okay, yeah. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get into here because this is slightly safer than them being out in the open, and also because I can do that.
One down, 3 to go.
Okay. Alright, so let's get back to our map and find out what the heck's going on here. So, I got that overrun research outpost. I surveyed... Did I actually already survey this? I might have. Well, let's just take a quick trip down there anyhow. Ugh. Alright, controls weirdness again. Alright, come on. I'm actually getting more and more used to it. He says as he nearly flips the thing turtle backwards. Alright. Alrighty. I think I already got this one. Yes, I did. So that is actually properly surveyed. Alright. Good to know. Just needed to double check that. So from here, I'm going to go, I guess, back up the hill. I mean, I want to survey this whole area. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come across to here and up and come back on this. Do I really want to do that? No, I don't. I'm going to come down here, and then I'm going to go to that far outpost and then circle back around. That's what I'm going to do. I've made a decision. Trying to pretend to be efficient. Cover all of the map. Go, go, go. Alright, so that's where I am here, and now I'm going to go basically straight up through here. Alright, now we're making progress. Okay. What have we got here? I'm officially not sure what to think about this. Another spot somewhere along here I missed. No. Okay, I'll come back to that. And now we're taking a corner up here, and we're gonna go across to sort of up here. This is not a big map because I'm kind of touring around the center of this thing, but I can still see the edge of the playable map on the right there. across the open desert. Well, there's something or other over here, so that's good enough for me. Take a look. Tucked right up against the edge of the map.
Heading to position.
The burnt corpses, evidently a mom-and-pop independent salvage team, show signs of close-range hits from Geth-heavy particle beams. Oh, that's rough. Okay. That's where I am right now. Well, I guess we're going south to try to get to maybe a crashed escape pod. Coming. Yeah, I don't take the happy highways, I just barrel through the problem. Apparently. Oh, hello.
Redeploying.
I vaguely remember being here. Scavengers who made this camper gone. They seem to have abandoned it abruptly some time ago. Alright. Alright, so there's nothing here. But that's the overrun research outpost, which I've already more or less covered. In assignments, actually, is there a Geth incursions? I've been setting up a number of small outposts in the Armstrong cluster. You must eliminate these outposts before the incursion becomes a full-scale invasion. Right, gotcha. So the thing is that the other outposts are likely on different planets in the system, and that's why I got one here. But that's all I've got here. So. All right. Next. Rangiri, so let's keep moving our way out. So we're going to check out Sogelris. Sogelris is a small terrestrial planet with a thin atmosphere of nitrogen and argon. The frigid surface is mainly composed of water ice, which can be plainly seen in the bottom of recent craters. The dark coloration of the surface is caused by a carbon and ferrous material pushed up from the denser core by cryovolcanic processes. Right. Next, we're going all the way up to Antirumgon. Antirumgon is a small rock and ice planet with trace atmosphere of methane and ethane. The frozen surface is mainly composed of carbon with deposits of calcium. Antirumgon has been used as a crude anchorage for Terminus pirates for many years. The shells of temporary dwellings, blasted by Alliance frigate patrols, dot the surface. But always the pirates return to ground their ship's drive charges, chip out some water ice, and trade slaves with stories. The deeper layers of Antirumgon's interior are semi-liquid slush due to the presence of methanol. It is thought that the bacterium in the deep core create this natural antifreeze. Some species of Terminus pirate drill through the ice crust to recover this natural alcohol. A survey, and we got a small deposit of cobalt. Alright, so backing out of here, we're now going to go up to Tereshkova and see if we can find a Geth incursion in this sector. Starting from the inner planets, Antabar. Antabar is a cold terrestrial world with an atmosphere of methane and argon. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of iron with deposits of magnesium. The world has been noted as a possible target for long-term terraforming. If the atmosphere could be increased to the thickness of Earth's, the global average temperature would rise by 10 degrees Celsius. Antabar's combination of low temperatures, high-speed surface winds, and low visibility make it dangerous to explore on foot. Well, fortunately, we're not typically on foot. Not for much of this, anyway. Yep. We'll take our favorite squad in. Especially taking Talion where the Geth are involved. Alright, checking the map. Where are we? We're here. Got a couple of things to look at marked on the board, but I, of course, want to be fairly thorough about exploring. So what I'm going to do is I think I'll go over, up, around, and then sort of spiral out that way, which makes our first target here. Let's go. That's charming. Executing the getting the hell out of here maneuver. Oh, come on, keep moving. Ooh, this guy's a pump. This guy's breath weapon is a little bit more spicy. Alright, well, we're just gonna head right on back there again and take this guy out. We may actually have to use some the healing gel. close. Hook it. Got the Omni gel. Okay. Ah, I think I got it. Whew, that requires a bit of focus, let me tell you. Alright, so what do we got going on here? The vehicle and human corpses show the telltale signs of Geth weapons fire. The Geth have been mangled by the Thresher Maw. At least they got that what was coming to them. Okay. So that's interesting.
You lead. I'll follow.
Yeah. Let me in. Alright. So that's interesting. Alright, so I guess I said I was going north. Let's go north. Oh, except we have this other thing up here. Oh, hello. There are two X's. Is one of them just meant to be the Thresher Maw, or did I miss a clue out here? Or there's something way underground. Alright. Oh, a Prothean ruin. All right, let's do some Prothean recovery, because that's always cool. Prothean data disk recovered. Searching the ruins, you discover a Prothean data disk. It must have been dropped by one of the Thresher Maw's many victims. Sweet. I won't say no. All right. Yeah, following the marker. Do 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 do. Ba-da-ba-da. Do 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 do. Alright. I must say it is a little bit frosty. Okay, so we got to survey assets off to our right. Stay focused. Which I will come back to momentarily. Alright. Not so momentarily, we're heading there right now. I suppose is as momentarily as it gets. Alright, let's yoink myself over the surface here. What do we have here? magnesium. Surveyed a large deposit of magnesium. I'm going to have quite a few resources when I get around to it. Okay, so that has captured that. I'm just going to head straight over to, first of all, here, I guess. Yeah, I know the last few streams of this. Oh, hello. The heck is going on here? What fresh new hell is this? I don't recall ever having been jammed before. Okay, nope, that's fine. Just means I will have to do this a little carefully. So it's up and around this bend that I'm likely to find some kind of crazy. Let's check this out. Oh my. This seems safe. Quite the thing. I'm getting the shiznit kicked out of myself here, at least shields-wise. I wonder if I can come around on this from the other side, maybe. Alright, up and over, and then I can cut across this a little bit. No. No. No, I don't want to return to Normandy. What the heck's wrong with you? Oh, because I've got my hands resting on the wrong keys. Alright, that's fine. Alright, let's try this again. Come on, come on, come on. Up and over, and over. I see. All right. Oh, hello, hello. Need to get a bead on the big one while still having a way to back out. It's a hell of a pocket to get stuck in. Come on. Okay. Got rid of the big one.
All targets down. Enemy sighted.
To me!
Perimeter clear.
Lost shield!
Wow. Okay, that's kind of rough. I kind of feel like I should be back in my vehicle. Let's not screw around with this. I need to get a bearing on what's actually going on in here. Oh, I see. They're all up in their towers, which makes them a little bit tricky to hit. Okay, I'm gonna book it out of here just to give myself some breathing room. It's not that easy to drive. Okay, so... think I got them all. Whoops, no, I have not. Well, that's just rude. Hello, who stood up?
2 outposts done. We're halfway there.
Okay, that was a little more frightening than I wanted. Alright. Yes, level terrain, blah, blah, blah. Let's see if there's anything we can recover from here that might be useful. A data disk. Weaponry would be nice. Nope, doesn't look like it. Does not look like it. Okay, that's fine. So let's hop back in here. And I'm going to go... I'm going to continue going over here first, and then south, and then down here, so... Yeah, that's great. Come on, give me back on my stomach. Not think it was possible for this thing to turn this badly turtle, given how utterly ridiculous the controls already are. Okay, there we go. Alright, nope. We're good. We're good. Haha! I will not be defeated by that. Anyway, onward. Okay, so we don't have far to go because we're already at the edge of the map, so let's just head south. Hill. There's something over here. Is it something I've encountered before? No. Alright. So.
Securing point.
Lithium deposit. Grab a little bit of that action. Find me a path. Find me a path. There we go. Alright, so we got all the way down here. We're now going to cut across very briefly and then straight up and grab this last one. Straight up, basically, until we hit that thing. Almost there, and then we can get off this rock and find the third outpost. Okay, let's do manual bypass, do a little salvaging. Ooh, this one's kind of a tight mess. There we go. Alright, that's it. Let's get back to the Normandy. Let's just get on with authority. More places to be. How delightful. Alright, so. Zoom out. Progressing on our merry way. Pentamalrus. Pentamalrus' atmosphere is very similar to Venus in terms of pressure and temperature. Unlike Venus, however, Pentamalrus' atmosphere has a significant quantity of oxygen, both free and bound in sulfur dioxides. The surface is largely composed of magnesia with deposits of carbon. It is possible, if unlikely, that simple life may be developing on Pentamalrus. The computer modeling suggests that the powerful solar winds from the Tereshkova stars will blow up Pentamalrus' atmosphere in a few million years, lowering the temperature on the surface to the -70s. Let's do a survey. Small deposit of iridium. I'm okay with that. Moving outward. And Solar is a small hydrogen-helium gas giant. It has unusually large amounts of nitrogen in the upper atmosphere, which glow purple when ionized by the solar wind. And Solra's convenience as a place to dump drive charge has left its orbit littered with debris dumped overboard by visiting crews. Alright. Thegeus is a terrestrial world with an atmosphere of chlorine and krypton. The surface is mainly composed of silicates with deposits of carbon. Thegeus has low mass for its size and is tidally locked to the star Tereshkova A. The temperature difference between the sunward hot side and the dark side cold pole creates constant gale force winds across the Terminator. Not surprising, heavy metal surveyed. While scanning his planet, he detected a large deposit of mercury. Sweet. Next ring out brings us to Samarlon. Salmarlon is one of Tereshkova's two outer worlds. Significantly removed from the rest of the system and with unstable elliptical orbits, it is thought they may have formed within 3 astronomical units of the binary stars and were hurled outward due to the instability of such an orbit. Salmarlon is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with significant quantities of sodium in the upper atmosphere, giving it a distinct gray color. Moving on to the final planet in the system, Mawinor. Mawinor is the second of Tereshkova's outer worlds. It is essentially a rock of unremarkable ores, with some deposits of water ice but no minerals of value. The frozen surface is composed of silica. Like the gas giant Solmarlon, it is thought that Mawanor formed too close to the terrascope of stars and was thrown outwards by gravitational effects. Computer models suggest it will be ejected from the system in a few 100,000 years. Sweet. Okay. Backing out of there, we go to Hong. Starting on the inner planet of Pomal. Pomal is an enormous terrestrial planet with a very dense atmosphere of carbon dioxide and sodium. The surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of sodium oxides and deposits of nickel. There is evidence that Pomal was once covered with broad, shallow seas. Should a probe ever be sent to the surface, a check for ancient fossil life might prove valuable. Sure, fair enough. Moving outward to Casbin. Hello. Casbin is a classic pre-garden terrestrial world with conditions similar to those on Earth millions of years ago. Its hot, humid atmosphere is mainly composed of nitrogen and carbon dioxide. An increasing amount of the surface is covered by simple lichen and algae. Should no unexpected calamity occur, these tiny plants will change the atmosphere to an Earth-like nitrogen-oxygen mix over the next few millennia. Due to its potential for future habitability and sapient life, Casbin is designated a sanctuary world by the Citadel Council. Landing is prohibited by law, and any disturbance of the fragile young ecosystem will result in harsh fines and imprisonment. At present, the planet is passing through the debris tail of a long-period comet. And we are just about to land on it, so yay, breaking the law, I guess? Only we are in pursuit. You know what, let's mix it up a little bit. Let's bring along Liara. Oh, how lovely. It's quite the hailstone of debris. So let's go this way up and over and end in the Geth outpost. So. That's going to be a hell of a wall to scale. Alright, where is my next target then? It's actually kind of up on that ridge. So I kind of want to get up there somehow, except I want to get up on... Wow, that is pretty. I want to get up on this side, though. Okay. We are going to scale this cliff. That's our new project, which may take the rest of the stream. Alright. Wow, that's going to be tough. No, once I start slipping, that's about it. Let's see if I can make my way around here and get at it from this side. Yeah, there we go. That ridge I might be able to work my way up. Whew, alright,
You need to turn back, Commander. You're going beyond the range of the operational area.
don't want to accidentally turf myself down the mountain. Okay, I'm up on the ridge. But now, very specifically, I have to get over to that area or over to here at the very least. So I've got to get... I'll stay up on this mountain. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, let's get myself carefully turned around here.
You need to turn back, Commander. You're going beyond the range of the operational area.
Yeah, I get that, Joker, thanks. That is a tough little bit of mountain climbing to do. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't lose it. Just a little more. There's something over here. Come on, stop being... ID tag recovered. Buried under the beacon was an identification tag for Captain Thane. There's no indication of why it was hidden here or who buried it in the first place. Weirdness, but okay. Other thing to discover is over here. I'll grab this one next. Oh no, that is where I am. Okay, so next one is actually up there. Okay, that's fine. It's actually behind me, and oh my god, where could it possibly be? Alright. See if we can't very gingerly go over this ridge. Somewhere over there. I'm not entirely 100% sure where over there. Just over this lip somewhere. Okay. Got some nice gear. That's okay. Zooming out, we are now headed up in this direction, very roughly. Come on. There we go. Okay. The Geth array is transmitting regular data bursts on an encrypted channel using the Alliance's own FTL comm buoys. It's not clear where the data is being directed, nor the content of the signal. All right, so we're gonna. All right, well that's a thing. We're gonna head over and then down. That should take us basically to where we want to go. So. Totally meant to do that. Alright. Yeah, there's some resources over here I'm gonna grab since I'm passing by. Hey, a nice gold deposit. Who doesn't like a little bit of gold in the morning? What hostiles? Which hostiles are we talking about? Alright. We have not saved in a while. Let's do that, shall we? Alright, so where is that? Alright, I'll quickly nip over to this corner, though, just to make sure that I've gotten some good coverage on the corner of the map. Yeah, there it is. There's the corner, so... See if I can get a little altitude on this problem. Having the high ground doesn't suck. Really, geez, and here I come tumbling down the mountain. No, I did not manage to get a good bit of height on that. Alright. Going the low road it is, and there's our jamming signal. So let's do a save game here. Oh, hello. Sorry if I'm being quiet during all of this. It is taking a bit of my concentration. And the controls don't go the direction that I normally think of for steering, so it does make life a little more interesting, I'll grant you. Okay. I mean, I stopped this, but I don't know if this is... This is meant to be the Geth outpost, right? And I think I got everybody. Somewhere up and over that is another mineral deposit, which is, you know, nice and all, but... Okay, hang on a second. Let's, we have to go to the journal. Assignments, Geth incursions. Oh, all 4 Geth outposts. So there's one more, probably in the last system that we haven't been to. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. What do we got down here? Ooh, uranium deposit. That'll be useful. Alright, well, I suppose just to be thorough, I can go south and then across. I have a hankering to get on that last Geth outpost, though. Oh, hello. All right. There it is. It's right up there. Go. Come on. No. More minerals. Yay me. Alright. Great. Okay. Come on, let me in. Thank you. Come on, controls. Thank you. Where am I? I'm actually I wanna head over. Actually, I wanna head in that direction. Kind of hitting the edge of the wall of the world anyway. And I think this is the plane that we originally arrived in. So you know what? Let's just whoops. Let's just head on back up to the Normandy. Zooming out. Alright, Matara is a terrestrial planet with a thick atmosphere composed of nitrogen and krypton. Its frigid surface is mainly composed of sodium oxide with deposits of copper. Because of noxious surface gases, explorers are warned to use extreme caution. Matara lacks a magnetic field. This makes it useless for discharging FTL drive cores in orbit. The energetic particles of solar wind from Hong strike the upper atmosphere directly, ionizing the krypton. This gives the planet its distinctive minty green-white hue. Survey. Ooh. Matriarch's writings recovered. Scans of Matar revealed debris from a destroyed Asari freighter. Further scans uncovered a body, which was brought on board. Dr. Shakwa examined it, but learned nothing about its origins. Among the Asari's personal effects, however, was one of Matriarch Dillanaga's writings. Nice. Okay. So moving on outward to Thashaka. Thashaka is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant. In the past, it was often used as a dry discharge point for pirates raiding human settlements from the Terminus systems. In 2178, the Alliance set up a network of covert sensing devices on Thasaka's moons. Recordings of pirate FTL exit vectors over the course of 6 months led the Alliance Navy to 8 major pirate anchorages. Since the Thasaka raids, no ships in Terminus have been reported in the Hong system. Alright, moving one more layer out. Triagir. Triagir is a tiny ice dwarf with a trace atmosphere of xenon and krypton. The frozen surface is mainly composed of water ice and ammonia. Cryovolcanic processes are gradually repaving the surface with sheets of fresh ice. Survey. Deposit of lithium. How sweet. Backing out and going to the final system in the nebula, which is going to have presumably the last Geth outpost. Let's start with Magi. Alright, here we go. Magi orbits the Vamshi binary giant stars. Vamshi A is a blue star spectral class A4111, which burns at half again the temperature of Sol. Vamshi B is an aging red giant of class M5111, over 220 times the size of Sol. Magi has a thin atmosphere of methane and carbon monoxide. The difference in temperature between the hemisphere facing the suns and that facing deep space causes constant winds, stirring the silica and sodium dust of the surface. Unsavory characters from the Terminus systems occasionally use Magi for forms of cruel sport, dumping slaves, hostages, quarreling shipmates, or even, when bored, vicious animals on the surface. One must kill the other before they are rescued from the lethal radiation of the giant stars. And we are landing, and this is likely to be the last of the Geth outposts. Yeah, we're going to do PR and Tali. Why not? So, what's our path today? Well, that's just a no-brainer. We're going to go up. Oh, wait a minute. Is that the Geth outpost? Yes, it is. So we're going to go over first. The anomaly and the debris, and then up and around. I think that's the way we're going to go to complete this mission. So, let's book it. Well, there's a thing. Should we take a detour and go grab this? Yes, I think we shall. Okay, so where did we get that? We got that here, and okay, yeah, I see where we are. All right. Yeah, I managed to drive right on past the marker I was after. All right, well. Come on. Cute. Oh wow, there's... Okay. I almost didn't spot that. Turian insignia recovered. The strange-looking sensor has some ancient graffiti scribbled on it. It appears to be marked with the Edison colony insignia. Alright. Oh, hello. Hello. Back it up. Back it up. Alright. Alright, this massive skull is scored by deflected mass accelerator shots. The xenobiology files in your hardsuit computer can't identify the species. It must have been brought here from an unknown world. Huh. Alright. Alright. So now that we've gotten here, is that a... That is basically right where we are now. Okay, so now we're heading over here. Okay. Alright. Where are we headed next? We are headed basically north. Oh, and look right over there, some more deposits. Let's go grab that on our way by. Beryllium deposit. Let's survey the mineral. Come on, give me a path in. Ugh, haven't had a survey fail in a while. Patience is a virtue. Alright. Yeah, and we're still going to... No, we're not returning to Normandy. Very little. I guess I'm gonna cut across this ridge, sort of. Quite a lot of stuff going on in this region here. Survey the mineral. Hello. Getting accosted by two sides, which I do not like. So we can't hug this. Alright. Sure. Let's play this by the book and just take these things out one at a time. Saving the game. And now we're jammed because the badness is about to happen. Whoa. Come on. Come on. Oops, that was sloppy.
This is odd. I would have expected one of these outposts to be a main base of operations for the Geth incursion into this region.
Hold on. This receiver's picking up some kind of transmission. Based on the signal strength, I'd say it's coming from inside the star cluster.
It must be a message from the primary Geth base. We can use the signal to lock onto its location and eliminate them.
Alright. So this has suddenly become a slightly more intense mission. Because we're going after a main base. But I think we've also got everything that I want to bother trying to pick up here. So, oops, let's... pretty sure this... I mean, there might be something down in this basin, but I kind of want to just get on with it. So... Alright, zoom out. Well, we're gonna finish covering these planets, and then we'll... Right. Pregla is an enormous terrestrial world with an atmosphere of chlorine and ethane. Its surface is mainly composed of sulfur with deposits of aluminum. No landing has ever been attempted. Turian insignia recovered. When scanning the planet Pregla, you discover several marker buoys orbiting it. Chief Engineer Adams secured some high-res optical images of the buoys, which appeared to have been neglected for some time. Each one was marked with the Baeteca colony insignia. Good enough. Going to the final one here, Almos. Almos is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of sodium darkening its atmosphere. Okay. I have to guess it's Grisham? I think so. Alright. I have not yet surveyed this, so this is the right system. Benda has a dense atmosphere of sulfur dioxide and chlorine, though technically classified as a terrestrial world, but the surface of the planet has never cooled enough for crust to form. It is a global sea of molten rock. Like Zaharu, its atmosphere is being blasted away by the solar wind. Once its thick atmosphere is gone, Benda's surface will be a mere 400 degrees Celsius. Okay, so we're surveying that. Medallion recovered. Scans of Bendu uncovered an ancient Solarian vessel. A small team was dispatched to search for valuables. Only one item of value was recovered, was a League of One medallion. Okay. Going out a level, Zaharu. Zaharu's nitrogen-argon atmosphere is being blasted away by the solar wind of the blue giant Grissom. Its surface consists of seas of loose silica dust, some kilometers deep, which periodically swirl into global sandstorms. Many unmanned probes to Zaharu have been lost over the years. Though investigation is attributed all to mechanical failure or computational error, a popular extranet meme insists the entire planet is composed of dormant nanotechnology, created millennia ago by a race even more advanced than the Protheans. According to the story, Zaharu's silica dust is actually disassembler robots which periodically awaken to defend themselves. Though discounted by every reputable scientist, this theory has been popularized by a series of sensationalist texts by Asari author Dulce Orthiza. Nice. Okay. Moving out another layer to... I think it's this one. Hang on. Zoom out again. What's Notamban? Notanban is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of ammonia. Molecular nitrogen is present in the highest levels in the atmosphere, giving the planet its odd violet tint. The upper levels of Notanban's atmosphere are inhabited by shoals of ammonia-based life forms, no larger or more complex than the plankton of Earth's oceans. Held aloft by air pressure and wind, these bioluminescent creatures constantly flee from the approach of the Terminator. Should they be exposed to the light and the heat of Grissom, they die. Okay, that's interesting, because it's like, maybe it's one of the moons here? Yeah, it's the planet rather than the moon. Alright, warning, level 1 heat hazard. Sulcrum is the largest moon of the gas giant Notanban. It has a trace atmosphere of krypton and xenon. The crust is composed of various metals with deposits of sodium. As with every body in the solar system, the surface is scorching hot and thoroughly irradiated by the blue giant Grissom. Surface excursions without proper protective gear are certain to prove fatal. On approach to Notanban, Normandy's passive sensor array intercepted a fragmentary coded transmission from the surface of Sulcrum. Attempts to decrypt the message were fruitless. It does not appear to be any software encoding language used by the Citadel races. Okay, so before I actually land there, let's quickly pop down to, because I think this is going to be one of the tougher ones. I'm going to pop down to the lower decks to look at the loadouts of anybody and see if I can't upgrade. I might go with Liara on this one, actually, just for interest's sake. But that means I want to make sure that she has a decent weapon, in addition to her biotics. First of all, Tali's locker. So you are currently wielding. You're basically got one of my better assault rifles, but and arguably a pistol, but nothing else. So what can we do that's better than what you currently have? 330, 276. Accuracy rating's pretty high on the one that I have, and so is the damage per second. I think we leave you alone with that. I think you're doing pretty well. You could do with a much better pistol, though, and the Brawler is not half bad. Yeah, actually, this is all round better. So what we're going to do is we are going to take that off. We are going to give you the Brawler. Yeah. And now we're going to do some serious equipping of said Brawler. I think I'm going to want to grab the Snowblind rounds for myself. I'm going to give you high explosive rounds. We will give you frictionless materials, why not? And we will give you combat optics, max accuracy. So you have a really, really solid pistol going on there. Okay, so let's back out of you. We're going to equip Liara. Now you, I went with the shotgun. Right, and let's give you a serious amp, because I haven't really been playing with the amp side of things very much, so Oh, yes, quite. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Right. So, checking out the Omni tool. I don't have any upgrades for that. Weaponry, or sorry, armor. It's interesting that I don't really have... We don't have all that great armor for anybody. No, we're going to leave you alone on the armor front. Now, you were also doing a shotgun, so let's see what we can do here. Way better, or not way better, but a little bit better on the damage per second on that one. What other ones do we have here that might be of interest? Nothing. However, what can we do to improve this? So we had chemical rounds 2. Shall we go with high explosive rounds 8? Yeah, let's equip that. Recoil damper 2. So that's much more weapon stability. Yeah, that's way better. So we're going to give you a kinetic coil. On the combat scanner 4, that's probably good. Yeah. Alright, so you're set up. Alright, so let's quickly pop back to tally again. Just want to double check. So on this guy, you have only cryo rounds 7, but actually I like that. That's actually a pretty good weapon for you. In your second slot, a kinetic stabilizer 6, that's pretty good. And you got a heat sink 2. Can we do better on the heat sink 2? Not really. Well, hang on. That's plus 12% heat absorption. No, we're going to stick with that. Alright. So that's got those two sorted out. And actually, do we have Liara's Locker, Tali's, Ashley's? We don't have mine. Hey Garrus, how's it going?
Commander, good to see you.
You've been with C-Sec a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
Anything specific?
Yes, you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
Disturbing?
What happened? Why were you investigating him?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
Is it common?
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market. But they're not as bad as the Cyclones. I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs. Had the station in a bit of a panic.
Oof.
But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
So what did you find?
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample that ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So we went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development. But there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
Okay, I have to ask.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set.
Alright.
Somebody's making a killing out there.
What'd you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
Okay, what did you discover?
Go on.
One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes, walking test tubes.
Test tubes.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off.
It's kind of clever.
Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in there. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
Ooh, did you interview
I
him?
hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
What?
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
Wow, and they let him
But you
go?
went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. We just used them to make more organs. They wouldn't listen.
You go neutral on this
Well,
one.
you can't get them all.
No, but letting him get away like that. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running.
If they could
and the
disable it, that would have been the
hostages
better way to
died.
go.
They don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
Yeah. At that point, he's basically playing the role of the terrorist. Negotiating with terrorists is problematic, which is the best you could do if you're not going to shoot him down. I'm going to go with you're right. Not because I want the hostages destroyed, but that they might have been able to do something to disable him or blockade him or go after him in some way.
Few casualties is a small price to pay to stop someone like that.
Not quite
Yeah.
why I said yes,
Those
not in that
hostages might
sense,
be
but
wishing they died by now anyway. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salian?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart. His idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
I'll
That's
check out
my
the coordinates
job.
when
We'll
I get
do
a
it.
chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion,
absolutely.
let me know when you find it.
Absolutely, that's fine. I'm okay with that. So let's keep talking to people. Ashley, tell me
Commander?
something.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm off duty until tomorrow. I was gonna have a small drink. Bit of a celebration. If you're interested.
It's the
What's the
occasion.
occasion?
Okay.
It's Armistice Day, when the first contact war ended. My family always marks it. Since I'm the only Williams aboard, I thought I'd ask you.
Sure.
Seems like an odd thing to celebrate. That was 26 years ago.
In our family, it's not really a celebration, more like an obligation. Don't tell me you don't know about my family. My commanders always find out. It's not in my files or something?
Your files are
There's
clean.
almost nothing in your files. Technical scores and a list of crap assignments.
There's a reason for the crap assignments. I'm General Williams' granddaughter, the commander of the Shanxi garrison in the war. The only human ever to surrender to an alien race.
Don't tell me you're blamed for that.
Not formally. Dad got passed for promotion over and over. And I think my record merits more than garrison duty on a backwater agri-colony. Takes a special kind of big-headed to march into a job where your family's blacklisted. I did it anyway. I'm not gonna let our name go down with Arnold and Quisling. Granddad deserved better than that.
Tell me about your
What happened
grandfather.
to your grandfather after the war?
He was relieved of command as soon as Shan-Chi was liberated. They brought him back to Earth in irons, but there was never a trial. They quietly demoted him and stuck him behind a desk. He retired a year later and spent the rest of his life working construction in the colonies. Sometimes we hear about attempts to get him exonerated in some official way. Nothing ever comes of him.
Alright, tell me about Shanxi.
As I recall, your grandfather held out for a long time.
The Turians wrecked the orbitals in the first wave and occupied the major cities. They sat in orbit, dropping rocks on anything that moved. Granddad dispersed the troops, but when they went into the cities for supplies, the Turians would wreck a block to eliminate one fire team. Civilians were dying, his troops were starving, and he couldn't contact Alliance High Command. So he surrendered the garrison.
Whew. You do deserve better, but I do want to call you out on your alien dislike.
That's why you're always going on about the council.
If everyone else can look at Shan-Chi and say, this is why humanity needs to be stronger, then so can I. I'm entitled. So now you know. Gonna kick me off the ship, Skipper?
Of course
You're
not.
part of the team, Williams. I don't care what your grandfather did or didn't do.
You aren't responsible
Not
for
to
your...
get all cheesy, but you're the first CEO who's ever said that to me. Thanks, Skipper.
Well, it's an
But
honest
anyway,
point.
I've got things to do before we land. I'm sure you do too.
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Gotta admire those colonials. That's about the worst place for a colony I've ever seen. Given the option, I'd get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, I was talking about the last major story mission we did, not the small sort of extra missions we've been doing. So I've got it in my head now that what I want to do is I want to wander around and talk to everyone and sort of start to pursue the story missions to the extent that they have them.
Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Elaborate, please.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Okay, then why leave?
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
Okay.
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
What about you?
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
But I guess Jared didn't.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
And you went?
Sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
Jared was your father?
Ha!
He was. Until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly.
That's clever and
I
frickin' creepy.
escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left. And that's why I'll never go back.
Alright, well, tell me about your family.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You're trying to make me cry, Shepard. I've got some unfinished business with my family. But that's all.
Oh, really?
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
Okay.
What's so important about this armor?
It's a relic. Useless, really. But it was worn by 5 generations of my family before the war. It's rightfully mine. Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Ton Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
Alright.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
Yep, totally fine. Tell me about the extinction.
Are you people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Okay, and?
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out.
Definitely negative
Most of us
population
never
growth.
go back.
Alright, tell me about the
What can
genophage.
you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
And why is that?
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
Alright.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Okay, it's good though. I got a moment out of him. So,
Looking for supplies?
maybe later.
Not right now, thanks.
Although I
No
do have to
problem.
equip myself. Let's book it down to the, I think it's the engine room. Yes, it is. Let's talk to some of the people down here. Specifically, Tali, how you doing?
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Hey, glad you're feeling
Good to
better.
see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Theron's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
Alright, like
What are
what?
you hoping to find?
Usually, people bring back something like a derelict ship we can use for salvage. But I need something bigger. There's a lot expected of me.
Alright, why?
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board.
Right.
He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
Your royalty?
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
We talking preferential
You must
treatment?
get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
That is a lot of
Must be
pressure.
tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
Given that, and for those of you who don't already know this and the reason I'm playing this game, given that I haven't played this game, but I have played 2 and 3, I know where the story goes way down the line, and I have to say, I think she does an awesome job. So, anyway, what if we save the
What
galaxy?
you're doing here is more important than anything an Aquarian's ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
So what's the answer
What do you
here?
need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Alright, well, tell me about the
Tell me
Quarians.
about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
Like?
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births. Though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
Talk about the
That's your
Conclave.
government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final
I think
say.
I have actually been
It's a
through most of this
tradition that dates
content
back
before
to
the
the
last time I
early
passed
days
through
when the
talking to
fleet was
Tally,
governed
but
by
it's
martial
worth
law.
reminding myself again.
Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
Democratic?
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
Alright, so let's talk about your
I want to
pilgrimage.
know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Do they always accept? Probably
Can a
not.
captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I want
Okay.
to talk about something else.
Like what?
Your father,
What was your
actually.
father like?
It wasn't easy growing up as the daughter of one of the Admiralty. Even before he joined the board, he was a prominent figure. People looked to him for leadership. He had to set an example, and he expected the same of his daughter. Plus, he was pretty strict, a military man through and through. He never allowed me to settle for anything less than excellence. As a kid, I sometimes felt like he was pushing me too hard. But now I'm old enough to appreciate what he taught me. The world doesn't owe us anything. If we want something in life, we have to earn it.
Can you tell me about your mother?
Where's your mother in all this?
Mother was around, but she always seemed to kind of blend into the background. Almost like she was overshadowed by my father. He tends to do that to people. She passed on about 5 years ago. Some airborne virus that swept through the fleet. Happens sometimes when the filters start to break down. I think my father took it pretty hard. After she was gone, he became even more focused on his work. I think that was his way of dealing with the grief.
Were you particularly close to
Sounds
your
like a
dad?
tough upbringing. You don't resent your father at all?
Like I said, it wasn't easy. My father's not the kind of person you bond with, and he wasn't around all that much. Too busy. People counted on him, and he took his duties seriously. Even when he was around, he always seemed a bit distant, like his mind was always somewhere else. Come to think of it, I can't ever remember seeing him smile. Not once. It's like he was always weighed down by all that responsibility. I mean, I know he cares about me, but he never really showed it, not in the usual way. I guess the best thing I can say about my father is that I respect him.
I
Alright.
want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I don't think there's anything else here I really want to go. Well, tell me
I
about
wanna
the
know more
Geth.
about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Alright, well, tell me.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
Isn't that
How
illegal?
come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. 1 million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
Okay, tell me.
So the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
Kind of like a hive
So
mind.
there's some sort of group consciousness.
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
Okay, why did they
What
turn on
made them
you?
rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
Okay, why
I
so?
don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long.
Point taken.
The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
They defended
You
themselves.
can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began.
Didn't work out
The
very well,
hope
did
was
it?
that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exiled, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
Still going on with they defended
It's
themselves.
hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. There is
Not really the way I
synthetic
wanted to
life
answer
forms.
that
They
question,
have no
but-
use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
Not
They
everyone.
didn't kill Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
Alright. Alright.
I should go.
See you later.
Talk to me,
I can do
Engineer
for you,
Adams.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo. Only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
Alright.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Right. See if I can track down other members. Dr. Shakwa, I haven't talked to you in a bit.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
Tell me about Caden Alenko.
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record. Over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
An L2.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
Yes, I remember asking this bit before.
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse. And the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Any regrets?
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth. Or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
Fair enough.
Go.
Goodbye, Commander.
I love how she took a slightly stronger role in, well, I mean, I haven't gone through this game yet, so what the heck do I know? But she took a strong role in ME2 and ME3, if I recall.
Do you have some time to talk now, Commander?
Of course.
Sure. Hit
Have
me.
a seat.
We've played it pretty close to the book so far, but we're a long way from backup. We've got some tough calls to make. I'm just saying, try to leave yourself a way out. I've seen what cutting corners can do, and I'd hate to have that happen to you, Shepard. Commander.
Are you concerned for me?
It's a personal observation, Caden.
Maybe that's not my place. I don't want to send any bad signals, Commander. Just, working on what I've picked up. You tell me if I'm going too far.
Alright, so what's your
I'm
logic?
listening. Tell me why you feel the need to speak up.
I'm not questioning any decision you've made, Shepard. Let me be clear about that. It's just my experience that once someone lets something slide, it tends to pick up speed. You get my meaning?
You have an example?
You're talking about a particular example, aren't you?
You know the records about the biotic trading out on Jump Zero? They're all classified because the Alliance made mistakes. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
We couldn't do it alone?
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and EZO. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
Tell me about the experts.
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Kinetics kept it a secret. They were afraid of what people back home would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
Okay, but why not the Asari?
would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Turian mercenaries.
You have a bad teacher?
Knuckles rapped a few times, Lieutenant?
Yeah, you could say that. Our instructor was a Turian by the name of Commander Vernus. To introduce himself, he liked to say, "I was at the helm of the dreadnought that killed your father." When I told him my dad wasn't in the war, he'd retired to Vancouver. My family had an inland home that matured to new beachfront. Vernus had it in for me after that. He cut corners, pushed hard. I mean, you either came out a Superman or a wreck. A lot of kids snapped. A few died. The point of all this, I guess, is that when you cut corners, it's not always obvious who pays for it.
Okay, so why tell me?
So why are you telling me this? Is there something I can do to help you get over it?
I'm 32, Shepard. You don't serve as long as I have without coming to terms with yourself. You also learn that if someone is special to you, you help them. Try to keep them from making mistakes.
Special, huh?
If I'm out of line, just say the word.
You're not on
Yeah,
the
right.
Caden. But there are regs.
I get you, Shepard. I don't make a habit of complicating the chain of command. Just think about what I said.
So looking for personal
Just trying to
input.
get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
How about a
What's your
tactical?
opinion on the last mission?
I'm glad there aren't many aliens like the Thorian. I don't think my stomach could take it. One of my cousins has an agribusiness. I was thinking of calling him. Maybe he can get some shipments into Pharos.
That would be
not
nice.
to cut off from the company.
We'll talk
Alright.
later, Caden.
Alright.
I'd like that.
Yeah, I bet you would. Cheeky. But not objectionable. So... I don't think I've been in here. What's actually on the personnel manual? Oh, it's just a place to come in and get a few extra XP. Alright, that's fine. Who else can I talk to? I need to find Liara. Where the heck is Liara currently being stashed? That just heads down, but okay, hang on. Hang on. Let's see if I can figure out what's going on here. So this... Actually, how about back here? Oh, that's just for comms. Talk to Joker again. But I need to find out where Liara's hanging out.
Commander, something you need?
Status
How's
report?
the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. Balance isn't what
Yes,
you
yes,
The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance.
I have to go.
All right, see ya.
He is a lot of fun in the next two games. Hope he continues to be in this one. Alright, so... There we go. So I want to go around this side. Right. That's Dr. Shockwell, but I didn't check beyond here. There we are.
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
Tell
Talk
me
about
about
you,
yourself,
actually.
Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting.
Rubbish. Rubbish
I
and
spend
twaddle.
most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long forgotten Prothean ruins.
Let's get a bit
Sounds
lonely.
dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers. But I was always careful, until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau. I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
Why is
You
that?
don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
It's not foolish.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part of growing up.
Aha, you share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepard. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden Prime. You were touched by working Prothean technology.
Am I
Sounds like
fascinating?
you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard.
Relax, relax,
I only meant that you
Liara.
would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Just relax.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
I like Liara too. She's a sweetie.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people.
Smart and
Please,
dedicated.
just pretend this conversation never happened.
Willing to go her own path to pursue knowledge for its own sake. Love that. All right. So tell me about Benezia.
Why Benezia joined up with Saren?
Benezia was swept up in events beyond her control and lost herself. She fell under the spell of indoctrination and became part of the very thing she wanted to stop. But I will remember and honor how she lived, not how she died. My mother was strong, kind, and beautiful. And now she is gone.
Sorry.
Are you gonna be okay?
You are kind to ask, Shepard. I do miss her, and I grieve for what happened to her. But I will not let my grief interfere with what we are trying to accomplish.
See, badass. All right.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Well, tell me about these rumors.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
Well, how is that
I don't
possible?
understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
All right, and what about the other parent?
What happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
What if there's an age difference?
Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
Who's your
Do
father?
you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
You can do that.
I thought you always needed another species to serve as one of the parents.
Think about it, Shepard. If we were not able to mate with our own species, we would have died out long before we ever mastered spaceflight and left our homeworld. Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood, though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face. It is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
You don't actually know that.
Maybe she wanted to meet you but couldn't. Something could have happened to her. Maybe she passed away.
You might be right. I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
Something about Asari
I'd like
culture?
to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel.
Oh,
And
yeah,
raised
okay, so...
My people believe.
Yeah,
although we
etc.,
seek to
etc. So, yeah,
understand
that's
other
fine.
species.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Okay, so we have, I think, gotten to everyone. So I think it's now time to go and deal with this, this Geth world. Or main base. So it was on Sulcrum. Alright. Let's do this thing. We are in fact going to go with Liara and Tali on this one, I think. Tali obviously because of the Geth, and Liara just because I don't use them enough, so. Plus the biotics are kind of cool. I should have seen actually whether or not I could upgrade my weaponry and armor, but we'll make do for now. So I have 6 points that I can spend. Well, first of all, we're maxing out our charm. Next of all, only have 5 points left. But I think what I'm gonna do, yeah, I'm going to start ranking this up. I can get to immunity is available more often. Oh, the immunity specialization. You know what? That's something I haven't actually figured out how to do. So hang on a second. I want to actually look something up here while I'm sitting here and live on stream, because that's always something you should do on stream, right? So we're gonna go with a mass effect 1 specialization. So specialized class talents are unlocked once assignment Rogue VI on Luna has been completed. There are 6 specializations, to which are available based on your initial class choice. Selecting a specialization offers access to a new trait that adds ranks 7 to 12 to your class-specific talent. Ranks 1 to 6 are unchanged. Oh, okay. You know what's funny, though? I don't actually remember having a choice on what class to affect, what class I chose. I sort of automatically chose soldier, but because I might have had more fun. Like, you know what? I'm gonna play through. I'm not gonna play through this twice with another class, but I do remember that I played with like the infiltrator, the engineer, the adept on those other ones, and I found that a lot of fun. I don't actually recall. Maybe I just didn't. I didn't realize I'd chosen soldier until I'd already chosen it. Interesting. But you know what? That's actually good, because I wouldn't have chosen the soldier myself. I would have gone with something else. And so this gives me an opportunity to play this, because I probably wouldn't have otherwise. So anyway. That's just that. Right, and I can't get that last point, which would be reduces the recharge time on assassinate marksman. That's one I'm definitely going to want to upgrade when I have a chance. We have 4 points for Liara. Does Tali have electronics? Yes, she does, and it's maxed out. So I don't need it for the moment anyway on Liara. So let's just keep cranking up the throw. And on Tali, we have 6 points remaining. We're going to get the basic armor. See, now I've given Tali. There's a thing. I really should have worked this out beforehand. Liara has the shotgun, but what I really should have done, maybe I can actually do this, is Tali should have the shotguns because she's actually really good at it, and I've given her a really good assault rifle, which she just really can't use. So let's. Yeah. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to return to the Normandy very briefly. For 2 reasons. One of which I want to change my own loadout. If I can remember how to frickin' do that. There we go, my own equipment. I'm going to check. That's a pretty good sniper rifle, but what do I have that might be better? Probably not a lot. Yeah, I may have to buy myself a better sniper rifle, but that's okay. Armor. How are we doing on armor? That would generally be a lot better, except on the tech and biotics. I'm going to stick with the one I have, but let's check some of the upgrades here. So we have an exoskeleton. It adds increase the mass of the mechanized suit, also provides protection against high physics weapon and biotic attacks. Shield interface monitors incoming enemy fire to redirect energy to vulnerable points. So we can definitely upgrade that. And on the point of the energized plating, sure, I guess. Grenade launcher. All of this weaponry still manages to be pretty good, except that's actually a better weapon. So we're going to over to here. We're going to empty that out as well. We are going to, in fact, switch to the Stinger, because it's a better weapon and it has more slots anyway. So let's pick some good stuff. Actually, can snowblind rounds go into my sniper rifle? Let's just check that first, because that's the one I'm using mostly anyway. So I got high explosive rounds. Designed to detonate an impact. They have one major drawback: massive increase in weapon overheating. 400 centimeters blast radius, 500% heat generation, 500% weapons force, and 20% damage. Snowblind reaction. Inflicts massive damage and destabilize enemies, reducing their accuracy. More advanced upgrades do more damage. I think I'm gonna have some fun with that, actually, just for giggles. Scram rail. All right, so let's check this out. Greatly increases damage. It also causes your weapon to overheat faster. Kinetic coil. So that's plus 20%. I'm going to leave that in there, actually. And the last one is a combat scanner. Using jamming technology to block your weapon's radar, the combat scanner upgrade improves detection levels. So if I went, so that's plus 20% damage and minus 10 heat absorption. If I went with frictionless material, I would only get, I would lose 15% of my damage, but I would stop running into the heat damping problem. Although part of my heat damping problem was that I was using explosive rounds, I think, because yeah, a lot of heat generation. So when I drop that, I probably don't need the frictionless material to make up the difference. Alright, I'm gonna stick with that. Alright, that's fine. But this isn't actually what I came in here to do. It's nice to be able to see that I got some interesting options here. Although I'm definitely switching my shotgun in case I ever need that. Alright, hang on. Okay. We're definitely going up to the Armageddon, because sure, why not? Let's go with, if I have to switch to this, I'm gonna go with the high explosive rounds. I think I'll go with that as an option. But I'm also going to do frictionless materials heat damping to compensate. This guy, the Stinger, what can I do to improve that? Oh, the Karpov. Quite a bit more damage per second. Yeah, alright, let's go with the Karpov. We'll go with go the Inferno rounds, why not? We will go with the Scram Rail. And the kinetic coil. Alright. Alright. So the thing is, though, that's not who I wanted to fix. The thing that I have the problem with is, no, not in there. Around the side, down to the basement. Tally is going to end up being good at shotguns, and Liara doesn't have a weapon specialization. So what I really should do, at minimum, is swap their weapons. I should also find somebody else who's really good at the assault rifle, and give her Tally's current weapon, but I don't remember who that is. So, all right, let's go to the shotguns. That would be which one? Brain is not functioning. There it is. We are going to trade you out to... Doesn't really matter. Transfer installed upgrades to the new item. No, let's not do that, because what I'm now going to do is I'm going to switch over to Tali, and you have a really good assault rifle, and we are going to drop you down to, say, the Tsunami. You know, you might as well have a pretty good weapon. But I transferred these pieces over, which I didn't mean to do. Alright. You, however, need a proper shotgun. So we're giving you the Armageddon shotgun. We're going to get you actually doing something useful here. So what have we got here? We have prevents enemy regeneration. The trade-off is increased weapon overheating. That could be kind of interesting. But I think I might go with snowblind rounds. I like the idea of just freezing everything in sight. Cooling laser collapse animation of a small bow-side Einstein condensate. That's kind of cool. Um, 22% shield bypass. That's kind of intriguing. Actually, you're going to go with cryo rounds because that sounds kind of fascinating. They give you why not? Kinetic stabilizer, rail extension. So now you are loaded for bear, and let's go back to Liara. I'm actually going to drop you all the way down and see if I can force you to use a different weapon. Let's get you trying to use the assault rifle, actually. Go with Inferno rounds, because why not? We'll go with heat sink so that we have better absorption. We really need more of these, and that weapon upgrade. That's fine. Yeah, I think we're in okay shape. Oh, hey! Fragility, how do you pronounce that? Fragility S or Fragilitas? Hi, how you doing? I guess you stopped by probably and then vanished. Sorry I didn't respond to you. I was locked deep in conversation with myself. Which, I don't know why I keep talking to myself. I'm not that good a conversationalist. So, yeah. Hit save. Let's make an official proper save because we're about to go into very scary places. Let's do this. Liara and Tally, you are my squad because you are epic. Let's do the thing. Alright, so let's pull up the map and figure out what we want to do here. Now this is... we don't know. That's debris. We don't know what that is. That's an anomaly. Not sure how I want to handle this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover as much of this, of the ground as I can before I go deal with the big evil. Because I want that to sort of be the end of the stream. So, you're going to have to wait just a little longer as I explore this territory. Oh, hello. Come on. we can recover. Nothing apparently, because apparently I am falling half asleep here. There we go. Okay, having done that, I'm going to swing out this direction. The Geth, of course, are a fascinating topic in this series, and this is weird for me playing this game, since I sort of know the themes and story beats and whatever of the other two games, having done this one. Not played this one before. That's why, in fact, I'm playing it, because I didn't share it on stream. Oh, hello! We got something up on the ridge here, which I gotta go up and take a look at. But it is a little bit peculiar. Funky. Sort of reading a prequel, if you like, and not an intended prequel in the sense of somebody having planned it. Matriarch's writings recovered. There are several artifacts stored here, all worthless except for one of Matriarch Dillinaga's writings. Whether it was uncovered at this dig site or elsewhere is unclear. Cheers. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we are now going to go sort of up here somewhere. Because the Geth and their history and their interactions with the Quarians and all of that continues to get far more interesting as the series develops. I can't imagine I'm in spoiler territory for anyone who appreciates this series at this point, but no, come on, give me control, please. Alright, now that I'm up here, let us snake over to here. We're going to come back down this time. Come into the primary quest line. Oh, there's some minerals. thorium. Let's do the thorium thing. Alright. Keeping on. A little more over there too. All the way up at the peak, huh? Well, it is a uranium deposit, so I'll take it. Oh, good heavens. Alright, where are we going next? We are almost in that corner. Oh, we did a side trip over to there. Okay, that's interesting. So let's just come down in this direction, I guess. There it is. And they already know I'm here, so let's just get on with this. finding that a very pragmatic solution, actually. I wish I'd remembered to do that sooner. Anybody else nearby? No? Anybody else want a piece of me? Alright, let's go try out our new squad layout. Here we go. Of course it's jammed. Alright, let's get everybody ready. Alright. Alright, I like the fact that I don't have an overheating problem. I don't like the fact that I don't have nearly as much punch to my bullets. So I'm going to have to... I may have to switch that back and live with the overheating issue, but... Yeah, that's not giving me the punch I want. That's not good. But fortunately, we can get everybody back up again. And double fortunately. That's not good either. Alright.
That don't have my name on it. I can't see that. Locked on.
Gonna make a long run around the outside here. And I think we're good. Okay.
Now I'm ready.
Yeah, I want to put the explosive rounds back on there. I want to be able to get a shot off and punch hard. So I think I will work on that angle when I get back. Like, this isn't bad, but... I need to be able to get at him from down here. There we go.
Perimeter clear.
Not a lot up here. Okay. Oh, is there another? There's another door over here. Alrighty then. Let's grab some upgrade kits. Let's grab stuff in the crate. Grab all of that stuff. Alright, here we go. Geth terminal. You discover a number of encrypted Geth data files. In the proper hands, it could reveal much about the evolution of the Geth since the banishment of the Quarians. Sweet. So that's the stairway up. That's the way out. So I guess that was actually the primary point of this quest. Well, it was a side quest. It wasn't meant necessarily to be super exciting. That's cool. That's totally cool. Let's pop out and see if we're under attack on the outside of the... Oh. I think we're okay. So, let's quickly check the... did we actually effectively complete that? No. Geth incursions. Eliminate the Geth bunker. Find and destroy the main Geth base of operations in the Grissom system in order to stop the Geth incursion. Now, did we... I'm a little confused, but let's go and check the main galaxy map. So we are in Grissom. Alright, well let's re-land and see if we missed something. You two make a good team. Let's head back up into here. See if, just take a look to see if I missed anything. Ah, there we go. As the last of the Geth falls, you hear music from across the room. On the monitor, a Quarian stands before a hushed crowd, warbling a mournful a cappella of words and innocence lost. The recorded song is dispatched to the Geth worlds behind the Perseus Veil. The transmitter shuts down. Oh, okay. Geth incursions. Okay, so we did solve that. Now we've got a number of... Speak to Tali. Speak to Tali once you're back in the Normandy. Okay, so that's good. Strange transmission, some sort of biotic commune. Right, so that's something else. Find the commune. I can figure that out in the Hawking Eta cluster. Alright, so I've got a number of things that I can tackle here. Let's keep pursuing Tali and the Geth. I'm still up for a little bit more. I'm not quite ready to close it down yet, although I'm kind of running out of... Let's see what this incurs once we get back up to the... I gotta get outside to do that, so... Alright. Return to the Normandy. And let's go talk to Tali. All right. I gotta come down through here. All right, Tali, talk to me.
Shepard, I need to talk to you. It's important.
Of course.
Is something wrong?
You know the data you took from those Geth control nodes? The information you uploaded to Alliance Control? I want a copy of it.
All right.
You want to bring this data back to the migrant fleet?
Those files have information that could be vital to our efforts to understand the Geth. It could be the key to helping us reclaim our homeworld.
Okay.
You think you can use this information to destroy your enemy?
Not right away. We will need to study it. It could take years, but it will give us new insight into how the Geth have changed and evolved over the past centuries.
All right.
Go ahead, make a copy.
My people, I owe you a great debt, one I can never repay. The only thing I can offer in return is what you already have. My solemn promise to stay with you until Saturn and his Geth armies are defeated.
That's enough.
I never wanted anything more.
Thank you, Shepard.
Don't know why I feel I should be...
Commander?
Can we talk?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I should get back to my duty, Skipper. Rifles don't maintain themselves.
All right.
Ma'am.
That's fine. Okay, so what does that mean in terms of our journal? We no longer have her up in this list. Tali's quest up in this list. And we got a number of things that we can still start to address. I'm gonna have to go back to the Citadel to hunt that one down, and I'm missing 2, and I have no idea where they are. The fan. You've been approached by Connor Werner. He seems like a harmless fan, so I'll keep doing that. Privateers. A man named Gareth will ask you to look for his missing brother. Ship may fall into privateers while traveling through the strenuous system. Alright. So I got quite a number of small missions ahead of me, but they are coming through. I'm getting through them faster and faster. And a lot of these are like long-term collectibles, which I may not get to. Because I do want to return to the main story. Don't worry, I am finishing this game on stream, and I will get back to the main story eventually, but hey, I play the way I play, which is maybe not 100% completion, but I like to look at a lot of the side stories and really experience the worlds I inhabit. So, anyway, I'm going to hit the magic save now, save often button. And I am going to say thank you for joining me on my stream, and I hope to see you in the next one.